AstroEnergy Astrology Show with Shelley Overton, and that is me. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good week. We have a new moon in Aquarius, and actually today it's not an Aquarius moon anymore. It's a Pisces moon, but that happened, yesterday? I think it was yesterday. We had the New Year's, the Chinese New Year. So happy Chinese New Year to you as well. So today we are going to talk about astrology and love. So every Valentine's Day I end up doing a Valentine's Day love show, and hopefully it will be a good one today. So I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can go to astrologerangel.com. And also, real quick, if you go to iTunes and find my show there, give me a review because it helps other people find the show. You can also go to Facebook and friend me on my fan page, which is astrologerangel.com. Well, actually, Astrologer Angel or AstroEnergy. I have a page for both of them. So let's see. Oh, and I'm on all the other social medias too. So if you're interested, I'm on Pinterest, LinkedIn, Google+, everywhere. So I'm going to give you what's going on in the sky today, and then we will go over love, and then we'll take calls. So today, right now, from where I'm at here in Orlando, we have a Taurus rising. So, of course, that's going to change depending on where you are and when you listen to the show. But it's just kind of a way to ground and get the ball rolling. So we're in a Taurus rising right now. So Jupiter is at 21 degrees Virgo retrograde. Jupiter is trining Pluto, Venus, and Mercury. And I'll get to that in a second. He is also conjunct the North Node in Virgo at 22 degrees, so they're 1 degree away from each other. So lots of powerful energy going on with the North Node and Jupiter. They're both very fortunate energies and expansive energies. So we have Mars at 19 Scorpio in conjunct Uranus at 17 Aries. And that can bring a lot of strife and agitation. There's the energy of Scorpio is the energy of Pluto, and he wants to burn things to the ground. He wants to have it, it's either black and white, and if it doesn't move when Scorpio takes action, he can push and push and push because he's very stubborn. But at some point, if it never moves, if it's very immovable, he will just either burn it to the ground, even if it burns himself, or he will walk away. And not likely to walk away without a huge fight. And Uranus, which doesn't like to be told what to do, is in Aries, which doesn't want to be bothered by anybody telling them what to do as well. And that is at odds with the energy of Mars and Scorpio. So it is the energy of major shift and change, which is Uranus, and major shift and change, which is Pluto ruling Scorpio. And then you have Aries, which is ruled by Mars. So Aries, in odds with Mars, is never comfortable, but it also means that we're fighting mad. Let's just put it that way. We're fighting mad. We're tired of it. We don't want to take it anymore. And we're willing to fight for what we want. And Mars in Scorpio is the energy of joint finances, commitments to others, and that's coming from a standpoint of wanting to force a commitment from something. And I've got something going on in my world right now that also resonates to this energy. But Uranus in Aries is very much about doing things the way they want. And so there's that going on. So Uranus in Aries is very autonomous. It doesn't want to be bothered. Mars in Scorpio wants to work together, wants to commit together, and they're not coming to a like-minded place. So if you see that in your life somewhere, that's what's going on, and it will separate. Mars is already on the way to separation at 19 degrees. So I've got to get my glasses on. Pardon me here a second while I get my glasses on. So this whole week he's kind of pulling away, and by the end of next week, it should be less of an issue with that specific energy. So that's fine. You know, you've got this struggle going on between factions, and, you know, they're going to be easing up in a bit. So if you can just make it through that, it doesn't necessarily make it good or easy for Valentine's Day, but it could make it very sexually tense. So that might add to it a little bit, might add to the tingles for Valentine's Day. Okay, we have Saturn at 14 Sagittarius, and that is a trine to Uranus. So career is starting to have some movement to it. Saturn is in positive aspect to the energy of Uranus. So again, it's moving forward with autonomy, connecting to people in other cultures, connecting to a job or a career situation that may bring you somewhere else, or has a foreign connection. Let's see. So Saturn wants to create the structure, and he's working pretty well. What else is he doing, though? He's in sextile to the sun right now as well. So that adds that extra energy. And this is a good position because the sun is in sextile not only to Saturn but also to Uranus. So he's actually, there's a third person in this energy going on between career and autonomy, so bringing you to a new place where you run your own show, you do your own thing, and there's someone coming in that's making the network connection, because Sun in Aquarius is about networking. So they want to say, hey, do you know this person? Do you know this person? Bringing you together. So look for that person who is helping you manifest that situation with that career that you're really looking to do right now. Pluto 16, Venus 20, and Mercury at 24. They're in trine to Jupiter. So the energy of Earth is really big this year. We have the nodes also, the North Node in Virgo. So we've got this energy about work, being very busy, being of service to others. And then Capricorn is about how's that going to bring in the money? Where's the money? Where's the security, which is Capricorn's big thing. It's about security. And it can be fearful at times, but in positive aspect to Jupiter in Virgo, okay, let's just qualify this. Jupiter retrograde in Virgo is very frugal and withdraws, doesn't want to be out there in the spotlight. Of course, it's in conjunct to the sun in Aquarius, which is saying, no, you've got to connect to people. And Jupiter in Virgo is saying, no, I just want to stay at home. Thank you, I'm good. And Sun is going, no, you need to get out, and you do need to listen to the sun right now, because the sun is making everything clear. It's bringing about all the energy of understanding and clarity. And Jupiter in Virgo retrograde is very much going round and round, chasing their tail about old concepts, old ideas, and it gets, the sun in Aquarius gets Jupiter off of its hamster wheel. So, but there's an inconjunct from the sun to Pluto, Venus, and Mercury. So there's some at odds energy going on here. There's that burr under the saddle, which is my favorite metaphor for this energy, is that you feel something that isn't quite right. It's kind of like having something sticking you in the ribs and not being able to get away from it. And, you know, you have to move your body differently to not have it poking in the ribs, but then when you move your body, that's not comfortable either. So it's kind of this continual energy that's saying, no, network, other people, doing things for yourself. And it's not quite in alignment with where our thoughts are about security. And Venus, she wants that security too. She's stuck right between Pluto and Mercury. So she's stuck between the complete change and the thoughts about what we're going to do next. And Venus just wants she wants the ground stable, okay? Pluto destabilizes the ground in Capricorn. And Mercury can actually be a bit of a destabilizing factor as well. In trine to Jupiter retrograde in Virgo, it's a really high time for accidents right now, within 3 degrees of a trine. Even though it's trining, there are some trines that will bring about certain energy shifts that aren't necessarily viewed as positive, and Venus conjunct also. So it's about car accidents or appliances acting up and, not working properly. Just this week, last week I had the handyman coming over, repairing a few things. I had some different things around the house I had to get done. And then this week I was sleeping, and there's a spinning vent on top of the roof of my house, and it normally just makes a ticking sound that I can hear when the wind blows. But this last week it was sounding like a dryer going off, so I had to get the handyman back in and fix that. And then I realized that there was a light bulb over my stove that wasn't working, and little things like that, the annoyances. But it can also be transportation, because it's Jupiter and it's Mercury, and Mercury rules Virgo, which Jupiter is in. So do be extra cautious when you go out. I always call on angels for extra protection when I leave the house. It just is that little extra bit of protection that, it can't hurt. So, and Mercury is also in conjunct a sun in Aquarius, and Aquarius is also the unexpected, and egos can get in the way, but there is this overriding humanitarian feel. The social worker of the zodiac with the sun in Aquarius, they want everybody to be happy and get along and network. It is the opposite sign of Leo, which rules the house of friendship and relationships. But where Leo does relationships, Aquarius does networking and friends in a more business-like setting, a group energy. So moving on to Moon at 4 degrees Pisces. So we're going to have a couple days of sentimentality, maybe meeting somebody, especially today. Somebody could pop back up into your life, Moon conjunct Neptune. So Neptune's still at 8 degrees Pisces. So again, it's dream time, may feel a little bit more drained, but it's mental energy draining this week because the sun's in Aquarius in conjunct to Jupiter. So Moon conjunct Neptune today, you're probably going to spend most of your energy in the morning and be ready for a nap by the afternoon. And then we have, Sun is sextiling Uranus, and so Sun in Aquarius is sextiling the ruler of Aquarius, and it's in Aries. So we have a lot of drive to go get things done and working to accomplish things with other people, and that's what the Aquarian energy can do, is get people together. So a really good day for connecting to others and different cultures and people from far away, which is also Saturn and Sagittarius. Okay, so all of that, now we get to move on to love. So I'm just going to go around the zodiac because I don't want to, I am very conscientious about not taking up too much of the time for the callers, because I know a lot of you call back week in, week out, and sometimes I don't always have time for you. So I want to get through this fairly quickly and then get to our callers. So the sun is, I'm sorry, I got distracted there. So I'm going to go with Aries and just start and go around the zodiac. So Aries, this year you'll be feeling some more need for the travel, which can also make you not want to settle down into one place, or may put your attention on finding someone, again, far away, another culture, through hiking, all the usual suspects: hiking, travel, education, spiritual endeavors. Going to a yoga class would be good, because there's always a connection between exercise and spirituality. So that would be a good thing for you this year to do. Mars in Scorpio, so know that there's going to be passions running high, but again, it could be friction as well, especially for the next week. So over Valentine's Day, a lot of sexual tension for Aries. And then Aries are very much about the drive to do things. So for love, it is a very sexual thing. It's like, I am sexually attracted to that person, so they move right in. Aries is very forthright. They don't play a lot of little games and maneuvers. They're pretty much like, this is what I want. This is who I am. How about it? So if you know an Aries in your life, that's usually how they approach things. But, Venus and Mars or Venus, Mars, and Moon, I should say that. Any of the signs If you have Venus, Mars, or the moon in these signs, it will also influence you in love that way. So, and the rising sign, so I'm going to give you a little hint too. If you're looking for love, whatever your rising sign is, go to the next house. So right now, Taurus is on the horizon in Orlando, so Gemini would rule love, because Gemini right now is the house of Venus, which is the second house, and can also be the seventh house, which is also ruled by Venus, but that's the idea of love. And I don't think most of you are asking about, hey, tell me about the idea of love. You're wanting to know when it's going to happen. So look to the second house and the ruler of the second house. So say right now it would be Gemini. So that's Mercury is the ruler, and Mercury is conjunct Venus. So Gemini should be doing pretty good right now in Orlando. But let's skip back one sign and go to Taurus. And Taurus is the goddess of love ruler, Venus. So Taurus is kind of the ultimate or penultimate love giver, and the person who shows love with flowers and chocolates, and they want to have the time one-on-one, and they have hearts and flowers and tangibles. Like, they're all about the material expression of love. And they take their time. They're not fast lovers. They grow connected to a person over time. So if you've got a Taurus in your life, they may take their time getting to know you, take their time probably checking into your finances and seeing how those are, to make sure that you're not going to be a liability to them. And then once they commit, which again takes a little bit of time, they're very steadfast, very stubborn, and will stick with you a long time. They're an earth sign, so they dig in and they're there for the long haul. So they're a pretty good sign if that's what you're looking for. So I've pretty much come to the conclusion that earth signs and water signs can get along pretty compatible, and air signs and fire signs are really compatible. So when you mix the two, when you mix the different ones, air to earth, air tends to be not as tangible, and so they're going to be talking about the concepts of love, and they may pledge their love to you, but then go and they'll be on to the next thing, because their mental energy is so quick, they're not going to stick around as long. So earth signs tend to really dig in and commit, and air signs like to keep it light, friendly, and probably more frequent partners. You've got the fire signs. They're also acting very much passionately, but they are very sexual as a rule. Leos are good with relationships because they want to connect. They want to know you and connect in. But Aries and Sagittarius, it has to be a physical relationship. There has to be a strong physical connection for them to stick around and really dig in. So look for that. And of course, fire sign Leo, they need sex too, but it's about getting their attention met. They want the attention, and they need to hear constant kudos and, oh, you're wonderful, you're great. They want to be the center, the spotlight. So if you aren't like any of these signs traditionally, chances are you have planets and other signs that bring out something different. And so, okay, let's see. So we go to Gemini and air sign. Again, they're very charismatic and friendly. They're talkative, so they're going to be probably the one sign that has the most opportunities for love, because they're throwing the seeds out everywhere. And they like to flirt. They feel alive flirting. So Gemini, if you're not completely settled in your relationship, or you think, I've done this, I'm getting kind of bored with it, you never know. That's probably that mental Gemini stimulation. You need to have somebody who's really intelligent and who can stimulate you mentally and keep your interest, because that's what's going to keep you around. And don't be, the other thing is, every sign has their little niche. So if you're not the committer, that's okay, because that's who you are. So embrace your energy. Don't feel like this storyline that you've been fed by society has to fit your life and your lifestyle. That isn't the case. I mean, this astrology has 12 different houses and signs that you can be influenced by, and any infinite number of combinations through the degrees and through the signs that will influence you, on top of the fact that there are even more influences through asteroids and comets, and, it's infinite. So whoever you are, embrace who you are, and, you don't have to apologize for being who you are. You just have to embrace it, because you're here to add flavor and color to the world. So, everybody has their thing. So embrace your flirtatiousness. My father married, 63 years this year. He just passed 60. No, I take it back. He was 63 last year. So they've been married 63 years. And he still is very charming with cashiers. And you know what? My mom knows how he is and accepts that that's who he is. And, they understand each other. So he's got Saturn and Gemini too. So I'll just throw that out there. But, my mom's the Cancer. So she's just into kind of mellow energy, and she doesn't need a whole lot of others around. But my dad very much is gregarious, and he was in a position of authority with his Leo sun, and so he's always out there, throwing out the energy and seeing what comes back. So Cancer is the sign of the zodiac. They do get their heart broken a lot. Probably I shouldn't say a lot. When people aren't reliable and committed, they can get their hearts broken. And when they get their hearts broken, they run into their shell. And they're the best passive-aggressive sign interacting with people. So if you're with a Cancer, know that you'll know when they're upset, because they'll give you the silent treatment. So, but the other side of it is they will feed you a phenomenal dinner. And most likely Valentine's Day, they're going to want to settle down and spend it at home this year. A lot of Capricorn going on in the sky. There's a little bit of Aquarius, which isn't real comfortable for them. Cancers don't necessarily want to spread their light all around to everybody like the Leo does. They want to be more mellow, and the good thing for them for Valentine's Day would probably be going to a nice restaurant that maybe has a fountain or someplace by the water if you live near the coast or a lake or something, because that's their thing. And they might cook dinner for you, like I said, for Valentine's, or you could cook for them. That would win their heart. So, Cancer is they're the mother sign of the zodiac, and if they love you, they're going to treat you like a mother would a child, because Cancer just needs to mother. It's just part of who they are. And so going on to Leo, Leos are, again, they're very outgoing, usually the center of attention. They like to be the center of attention, so you want to get to a Leo on Valentine's Day, lots of attention. Ask them where they want to go. Give them jewelry, especially the women. They like jewelry. Their hair is something that they're proud of. Compliment them on their hair, and definitely engage with them. Don't bring your phone. Leave your phone at home or put it on the table, and pay attention to them. That's what they want. I have Venus and Leo. That's what I want. Pay attention to me. But my Virgo sometimes puts a kibosh on that. Anyway, Leo's definitely the teddy bear of the zodiac. They're the ones who are going to, when you give them a compliment, it goes straight to their heart and their head, and they will treat you like gold, because that's how they want to be treated. So I'm a little biased for Leos. My dad's a Leo. My son's a Leo. So a little bit of bias there. Virgos. Now, Virgos, of course, they are the nitpicky one of the zodiac, but they sincerely care. And when they help you, that's how they show they love you. So they may come across a little bit like a Cancer, where Cancers want to, hey, can I get you something to eat? Can I get you this? Can I get you that? Virgos want to be of service to you as well. They want to know how they can help you, what they can do to fix you, probably, and how they can really heal you. That's kind of their thing. They want to give you what you're lacking, what makes you feel hurt. They want to repair. They're really good at kissing boo-boos. So for Valentine's Day, they don't generally want the attention. But I can tell you, if you get them something sincere, they will, especially something that may have another pragmatic purpose to it. They're probably the one sign you could give them a vacuum or, do something like a year's worth of housekeeping. They'll be like, thank you. That's so cool. Or they'll probably say, no, I can clean my house myself. They like to do it themselves. But Virgos, it is the sign of the Virgin. So you're going to have to probably approach them like you sincerely want to do something nice and not expect anything from them, because as far as like, oh, I'll buy you dinner and now I expect a nice romp in the hay, because they're not going to, they will not fall for that. And you want to have a good conversation with them. That's what you should do for Valentine's Day. Someplace quiet, listening to jazz would be really good for a Virgo. And that's how you get to their heart. You pay attention, you have intellectual conversation and appreciate their minds, and that's going to get you far with a Virgo. Libra, they kind of like Virgos. I always think of Libra as similar to Virgo because it's an air energy, so they're a thinker about love, but they do like the idea of love, and they want to connect and be together. So just about anything you could do together with a Libra, they're going to be happy with. So, they can have fun. They just enjoy your company. So just whatever you can think of. Hearts and flowers work with them too, because it is Venus ruled. And so, just about anything as long as you're together. And let's see, Scorpios want to dig deep. So you can probably go on a ghost hunt with a Scorpio, and that would be their ideal date. Any kind of ghost hunting or a seance or something like that. Something unusual, as far as, unusual to the masses, but very normal to them, which is connecting in with probably more metaphysical or occultish type things are really fascinating to them. They're deep feelers. They're very emotional. They're not going to go out with somebody if they don't think that there's some type of attraction. And they're really smart people. They are researchers. So, what could you do besides it's romantic? They're water signs. So, something that might entail water. If you're in someplace warm, which it is not Orlando today, it's only 51 degrees here today. Go scuba diving. That would be a really phenomenal thing for Scorpio, but definitely they're committers. That is the sign of commitment of the zodiac. So if you're interested in committing or proposing on Valentine's Day this year, that might be the sign that gets the proposals. But Scorpio is not, they don't take love lightly. They are definitely the ones that are going to stick with you through thick and thin, and might even be a little bit stalkerish and obsessive. And I can say this not because I'm removed from Scorpio energy. I know Scorpio energies. I'm not a stalker. That's my little disclaimer. But definitely in my younger years had obsessions. So anyway, back on to Sagittarius, which is the sign of the centaur. So it's horseback riding would be a really great Valentine's Day thing for them. Any kind of extreme sports, hiking, rollerblading, skiing, anything that gets you outdoors and exercising and doing something fun together. Something light. Don't get serious. Don't get deep and morbid. They just want to keep it light and keep moving. So something active and something fun. Capricorn, they need to know that you're showing up on time when you pick them up for your date, which you called in advance at least a week so that they knew it was happening. And you want to make sure that you're very responsible to them on Valentine's Day, because they're going to hold it against you if you are not on time, let me tell you. So Capricorn, very traditional, something that is reminiscent of tradition or the past, probably just a nice dinner at a stable restaurant that's been there a long time. Anything that has a sense or thread of tradition is really good for a Capricorn. Taurus, too, they like that, too. And also Pisces. Okay, so going on to Aquarius, something scientific. I live in Orlando. I think Epcot would be the ultimate Aquarian date in this town where you could go and do sciencey things, and the Innoventions, which is one of the areas of Epcot where you can go and do a lot of fun things around technology. The Science Center is another good thing for an Aquarius to do. And believe it or not, group dates for Valentine's Day would be really good for an Aquarius sign, or, any kind of, hey, we're all getting together. We don't have anybody that we know and nobody's got any dates, so let's all just get together and go bowling. That'd be a real good Aquarian date. It rules friendship, so may not result in a strong, lifelong romantic commitment, but you definitely have some good conversations about the nature of dinosaurs. So anyway, science and intellect is good, and socializing. Okay, Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac. It's pretty much anything you want to do, they'll want to do because they go along with people. So they're the go-along sign, and chances are it might involve some nice drinks, a nice trip out to dance. Actually, Sagittarius and Gemini are good for dancing as well. They really like to get out and do that, especially Sagittarius. Do something with music and something with your legs. Pisces, yeah, they're water signs, so something around liquids, so wine, lakes, skiing, boating, things like that. If you go do a day date, and so they're also, I think, Pisces, because they rule dreaming, something fantasy would be great. There's a Renaissance Festival here in Orlando for the next month and a half. Renaissance festivals would be great because they really like the thread that goes through the past, the medieval kind of things, a little bit mysterious and woo-woo. So something like that would be great for Pisces. And then, or there's also a restaurant here. It's too bad you guys don't all live in Orlando. It'd be really great to go out Valentine's Day in Orlando with you all. So there's a restaurant I was at last week called Tutu Tango, Cafe Tutu Tango, and it has a bunch of artists that paint live there, and they have belly dancers, they have sword swallowers, and they have tarot readers and astrologers. And so all of that would be really great for someone like a Pisces or a Scorpio or even an Aquarius because it's unusual. So anyway, that's astrology for love and Valentine's Day this week. And I'm going to take a quickie break for you, and we'll come back and take some calls. So let's see who we're going to listen to. How about this one? All right. That was fun. I like that. It sounds a little Japanese or Chinese or something. I love that kind of music. So my name is Shelley Overton, and you are listening to the AstroEnergy Show on Blog Talk Radio. It's good to have you here. And we are going to take calls now. Oh, if you want to get a hold of me for a reading, you can get me at astrologerangel.com. Thank you. Okay, 901. Hi, who is this?
Hi, this is Lenise. How are you?
Hi, Lenise. Good to talk to you. I'm doing well. What's up in your world?
Well, I'm in a battle with my siblings.
You are? What the heck for?
Well, my mom is terminally ill,
and
they've drained her of her finances and don't want to be a part of her care, and I'm very angry.
Oh my goodness, I can understand that.
Just draining her money, and it's so sad, and I'm just angry. Yep,
that's kind of what's going on right now. All that Capricorn energy, very solid, and your Saturn just went into your house of home and family. And then you've got Uranus it's right on your Jupiter in the house of legacies, which is your mom's inheritance. So there's this fighting for the truth, which Uranus can do. Uranus is also right at Vesta. So do you have a sister that's kind of the loudest or the most aggressive?
There's two of them.
Two sisters or just two siblings?
Two sisters and one brother. Okay.
And so you're having difficulty with her. I wish I could give you some encouragement there, but there's you're kind of having to be the one person kind of rallying for what's going on, and that's Uranus in Aries and Jupiter in Aries. So you're kind of the lone person out in your chart. Let me see what else. Aries rules that house. Mars is there, and you've got Jupiter exactly on your Mars too, within a few degrees even, and it's retrograding I think all the way back to 13, and so it's going to be going right over the cusp of your first house. It's going to be, right now it's within 4 degrees of your Mars in the first house. So what I'm saying is Jupiter in Virgo is right on your Mars in Virgo. And that means that Mars in Virgo is very pragmatic and very conscientious of money. You've got the Uranus-Pluto conjunction in Virgo, and you've got Mars in the first house, but your conjunction's in the 12th house. So you're very aware of frugality, especially with Jupiter retrograde, and you will be getting some money coming up probably after May, but Jupiter retrograde is triggering a lot of those down-to-earth energies, like that practical side of you around money and around responsibility around money, and it's not in positive aspect to Uranus in the sky right now. Your Mars is exactly in conjunct to your natal Jupiter conjunct Uranus. So there's this taking action, the desire to take action, and that Jupiter, because right now Jupiter in transiting your Mars in your first house is also in conjunct your house of legacies and inheritance. So there's that ruffling the feathers. Remember early in the show, if you listened at the beginning, I was talking about that burr under the saddle. It's like, this is not okay, I don't like this. And so you're coming from a standpoint of sincerity and of service and healing, and Uranus is on your Jupiter going, you're going to have to honestly, I think on some level, let it go, but you will be taken care of. It will happen, but it isn't going to happen the way you think it will, which is Uranus. It's going to happen probably the way they're going to try and make it happen. Let me see. You've also got Mars going through your house of siblings in Scorpio, and again, that's in conjunct to Uranus right now on your Jupiter. So yeah, you're really fighting, and it's like if you can envision the planets in the sky looking like a Y, letter Y, and your Jupiter conjunct Mars is right at one point of the Y, the top left of the Y, and then Mars is at the other top left, and your siblings are at the bottom part of the Y in fighting that other top two parts of the Y. So it's like this rift, obviously, but what would you like me to tell you about it, or what is it you want to know?
Well, you confirmed that it is going on. It's like you said, It's about truth. And I'm telling them the truth. You know, I had some choice words to say to them.
Yeah.
And they didn't like it, so everybody thinks I'm crazy now. And, you know, just pointing out the truth of the matter about what they're doing to her, and I'm angry about that. And I was just, and what I want to do is just not deal with them for the rest of my life.
I totally get that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jupiter goes direct on the 9th of May, and it goes direct at 13 degrees. So what he does is it gets right back into the 12th house. I think that's probably close to your breaking point, the end of April. So you've still got a couple months of battle in you. And then the other part is Uranus is going to retrograde later this year. So it'll kind of get out of that vibe a little bit, but you're going to have to go back over some old issues when that happens.
Yeah.
So Uranus goes retrograde in July. Yeah, it almost gets to the end of this Aries energy, but then he retrogrades. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Is my mom showing up anywhere in my chart now?
Yeah, Saturn, Moon in Saturn. Oh, can't get it out. Moon in Sagittarius is in your house of home and family, and Saturn is at 14 degrees right now. Again, Saturn just went into your house of home and family. The Moon rules that house, and the Moon is your mom. And so probably, I mean, what is it you would like to know?
My mom is Aquarius. She's Aquarius.
Is she? Okay, so she's ruled by Uranus, too, which is her ruling planet just went into your house of death and rebirth. So there's a transition energy around that. Is she just sick, or, you know, like, I don't know how old she is or what the circumstances are?
She is very ill. She is on hospice. The doctor says that there's nothing they can do for her. And that's why, you know, I'm stressed with that, and then them trying to, you know, still trying to take her money and then not wanting to be available to take care of her. So.
Okay, well, on a practical note, let me ask you, so she's in hospice. Do they just, you want them to visit her, or what is it, like, tell me what you want them to do.
I want them to give back what she has given them. I feel like she's terminally ill. We don't know how long she's going to be here. We have someone taking care of her during the daytime, and we're taking turns at night, and they don't want to do that.
Okay, so she lives at home with hospice care. Is that right?
Yes, she's at home with hospice care.
Okay, I understand. I thought she was away at hospice care. Okay. Well, definitely your chart shows that there's, I mean, the Moon conjunct Neptune on your Chiron, that would be the hospice energy, along with Uranus on Jupiter in your 8th house. So I think that there's definitely some more strife that's going to be happening around it, but and you know, on some level, it's going to go on for a little while. I mean, probably longer than I would care to tell you, because Uranus in that house, it just got in. And so you won't even wrap it up till Uranus exits. But, of course, that planet takes like 8 years to go through a sign. So it's going to be, let me see when it is here. You'll finally start to feel some relief in about 2021. So that kind of gives you an idea. I mean, I'm not saying the specific strife that you're dealing with now is going to take that long to resolve, but I think that there will be issues around the legacy probably for a while. This is probably also the worst of it, because Uranus is literally conjunct your Jupiter. So it's all kind of rearing its ugly head right now. I think that Again, I'm not sure what you want me to answer, and I'm very conscientious about telling people things when a loved one's going to pass, so to speak. So what do you want me to tell you?
Do you see that in there?
When she'll pass? Well, I only see triggers that are potentials, and I can tell you the moon being, I can't even speak, moon is in Pisces today and conjuncting Uranus. I mean, anytime the moon conjuncts Jupiter on Uranus in the 8th house, that could happen. There's also Saturn moving closer to your moon. That isn't something that's going to happen anytime soon. You have moon at 28 degrees, which is endings, and it's the moon's mom, and Saturn's only at 14 degrees right now. So it's kind of one of those things where that if you look at that as a trigger, Saturn is the physical body, Moon is your mother, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is transformation. So it can be physical transformation. And I guess I probably should qualify this to my listeners, because I know astrologers have this ethical code and everything, and I know that a lot of people do want to know time of death for loved ones or even themselves, that kind of thing. I don't know that I would necessarily tell anybody, and have not really said, oh, yeah, you're going to die at this or that date. But you can see life transitions in charts. And with my belief system, we are just transforming from one energy to another. I don't have the traditional view of life and death. Yes, there's a lot of dogma that goes along with the process of dying, and that's because it triggers our emotions, and it triggers sentimentality, and it triggers our view of death. So for me, I don't have probably as big of an ethical dilemma telling people what I see astrologically, but I'm very conscientious of how other people see it. So that being said, yes, there can be triggers, and it's one of those things where I'm the type of person who would prefer to talk privately about it, because I feel a little more free to discuss, the ins and outs of it that way. But right now, Uranus is going into an exact square with your South Node just outside your house of home and family, which to me is always a trigger for something like that. So I definitely see that there is a transition with your mother coming. It can be any number of things. She's ruled by Venus, and that's in Capricorn, which is also the physical body structure. She's right near Mercury. So yes, I guess probably the best I would tell you is it's soon, and that there are triggers going on, and I don't think it's going to be a long time. So
yeah, that's obvious. I can see it, and I've been knowing it that it was coming, but I still didn't think it would come this soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Losing mom is never, never, never easy, I think. Even if you don't get along with your mother, I think it just triggers a lot of those issues when they transition. But, yeah. Yeah, if you want to, send me an email, and I would be willing to talk to you for a few minutes, no charge, if you want to talk privately about it.
Okay.
So just, Shelley at astrologerangel.com, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're going through this stress and difficulty, but yeah, just shoot me an email, and we can arrange a time, and I can give you a little of my time, okay?
Okay, thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome. Take care, Lenise.
You too.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, let's see. 951. Hi, 951. Who is this?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel? What's going on in Nathaniel's world today?
Well, I had received a settlement yesterday that I had deposited into my account.
Bueno. Was it what you wanted?
It really wasn't. It was $10,000.
Okay.
But, I kind of could have got more. I could have got voc rehab and everything. But they said, well, if the guy doesn't like your case, if the doctor doesn't, you may not get anything, they said. But I think they kind of want you to settle, like I saw that commercial saying, are you going to take it? Are you?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, they want you to settle quick. And they don't want it, your work comp case to go on for a long time. That way they don't get paid.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking of that, and the more guys, the guys seem very young, and I don't thinking, they probably got them in there and just trying to settle out things. And I, was kind of fearful in it, and I took it, and I guess it's over. But then again, you can't lose, so I felt kind of bad. I'm kind of mad at myself for taking it, actually. I'm very mad at myself.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of when you deposit, that's pretty much a contract, and you've agreed, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Look, I made a bad decision. I really want to resend that or something. That you can't.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. No. So you didn't mention at all you wanted more money, or you did, and they didn't respond positively, or.
They said they wanted to settle for $3,000, which I thought was ridiculous. And then they said, I could probably get them up to 10. And then I said I asked for 15, and then that's when I got 10. And then I asked for 14, and that's when I got 12. So the attorney gets paid, and then they pay the because I was on disability for 8 months, and I got about 10,000. I got about 10,000 on disability too, and now I don't get $45 a day now. So it's kind of a thing where I got back to work, and I got to look for work, and I need a car and a computer.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll all happen. You've got Jupiter on your Jupiter, and it's 1 degree off, but it's retrograde, of course, and it's at the end degrees of your house of home and family. So definitely you're going to, when Jupiter goes direct again in May 9th, that's a great trigger to move forward and get back to, so Jupiter went back into home and family, taking care of the old issues, and it's a Jupiter return too. So it's trying to expand your wisdom and knowledge around healing and health and self-worth, okay? When it goes direct, it's going to get out of that house. It's going to free you from a lot of those issues around the family and the home, and then you're going to kind of get off into a more creative energy. And definitely when Jupiter goes direct, we're all going to be a lot busier. Not that we're not now, but it's going to start to be easier to manifest the work situations. So really May would be, I would say the whole first week of May, just, aim towards May, because that's going to start to loosen up, and then it'll really shift the energies for all of us again. Yeah, Jupiter in Virgo is not a necessarily easy energy. It kind of helps us withdraw, and again, we become the hermit. We get more frugal. We get more fearful in certain aspects about our money. So health issues, we get more conscientious about health. So when it goes direct, I don't know if you can wait that long. Mars definitely is already in your house of work. So I would say for you, do you have any research opportunities you could do? Or even like something publishing?
Well, I wanted to get a computer. Is that what you mean, or something like that?
Well, if you're interested in working for yourself, is that what you're trying to do? Because Sun at your midheaven now in Aquarius, get a computer. That would be great. The only thing is, I wouldn't wait too much longer to get it, because Mercury's at 24 Capricorn. Let me see he's already almost like past any other. I would wait until Mercury gets into Aquarius. That's when you get a computer, because Mercury in Capricorn's like, well, all I can afford is this old. I'm just looking it up for you now. Give me a second. No, it's February, Valentine's Day. It goes in Valentine's Day. So get yourself a Valentine's Day gift of a new computer.
Cool. I wrote it down.
But yeah, do it on Valentine's Day, because if you do it between now and Valentine's Day, like I said, it's going to be like, well, all I can afford, or all I really want to get is this old, or I got a deal on this one that somebody renovated and then it never works for you and it's old technology. If you get Mercury in Aquarius, it's going to be like cutting state-of-the-art, computer. It's going to be in alignment with the internet, because Mercury is computers and small appliances, and Aquarius is the internet. So, and it's also entrepreneurship. So if you're looking at getting a computer for some kind of activity around career and work, wait till Valentine's Day. Okay?
Now, I've always had Apples, so I can't see myself without getting Apple. So they're probably going to, if I get the MacBook Pro, it's going to be about $19.99, and then I might be able to get $3,000 off or $300 off on something, on a refurbished one. And
well, if you get a refurbished one, I can tell you, if you get it before Valentine's Day, it's going to be a regretful situation. I can guarantee you.
So at least wait till after Valentine's Day? Or you think I should wait till Valentine's
you'll listen to me.
Day,
wait till after. I would, I don't have the exact time that it goes in. I just know it goes in on, I'm really running behind on getting my ephemeris. This only gives the date. It doesn't give the time. I would not get it around the 25th, though, of February, because that's when Mercury conjuncts Chiron, which is, Chiron's the wounded healer, which means it's not going to be a good computer for your happiness at that day. But I would definitely, if you're not sure about Valentine's Day, wait till the 15th.
It's gonna take a while to receive it. So receiving it on a certain day and ordering on a certain day, would that be better?
No. Purchasing the computer is the completion of the contract with the computer. You may get it a different day. I would not buy it until
somewhere between the 14th, 15th, and maybe the 19th or so?
Yeah, don't go any much farther than the 19th. Because, the closer you get to the 25th, Mercury will be on top of Chiron in your chart at the midheaven, and that's like a major, wounding around it. So there could be also another situation with the computer that ultimately turns out to be hurtful to you, whatever that could be. It could be anything. It could be somebody connecting to you that is fraudulent. It could be the computer won't work the way you want it to, and the company doesn't give you the right information. It could be anything. Just avoid it. Okay. I would say 15th through the 20th. Those 5 days are much better. Okay. And
what about a car? Because
I would recommend the same thing. Cars are ruled by Mercury. Yeah, it's transportation, and
15th and the 20th. 15th and the 20th.
I would say probably for the car. Actually, I take it back for the car. The car might be okay to buy now, only because Capricorn is earth and tangible goods, and so even though a computer is a tangible good, it in my astrology is under Aquarius because it's electronics. A car is not electronics, although it does have a computer for a brain. It's more about the physicality and, touching the earth and getting you earthbound transportation. Let me see where Jupiter is. Jupiter is in Virgo too. Jupiter's retrograde. I don't like Jupiter retrograde for a car, though. That's the only thing, because Jupiter is transportation.
Really? Well, I can wait.
Jupiter's long distance transportation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I can wait though. See, I kind of want the computer now, and I'm just on the bus, and it's I hate. It's really takes a lot of patience and stuff on the bus because you stop somewhere, you see somebody.
Yeah. Honestly, I would wait until Jupiter goes direct if you can, which is May.
And what day is May?
It's the 9th.
May 9th.
Oh, no. Hang on. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. I take it back. It was June. No, I was thinking something else. It was, I think it was,
June?
Yeah, June. It goes June 9th. So, yeah, I would wait until at least that, and then if you could wait even longer, get out of the shadow, but that could be a while. Nathaniel, I've got to wrap this show up, though. Pardon me?
Yeah, that other thing you were telling me about May, though, was really June, though, because it goes,
Did I say, hang on, I wasn't sure what date I was giving you information. Was it Venus or Mercury? What was I talking about?
I think it was Jupiter, right?
Was it Jupiter? Okay, then, yeah, definitely it's May.
May 9th.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Jupiter goes direct May 9th. Yeah. Yeah. What was I doing? Oh my God. May 9th. Yeah, I think I must have. I don't know how I got June. No, May 9th for Jupiter. I have it marked in my calendar. Trust me, it's May 9th.
I wonder if the Chinese years have cusp. We just entered the year of the monkey, so I wonder if they have cusp. I really don't know.
Cusp.
Because we're cusp on the Chinese New Year?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Nathaniel, thank you for the phone call, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Hey, thanks a lot, Shelley. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye. Okay, that's the end of the show, and thank you for sticking with me, and we'll see you again next week. New moon in Aquarius. I know this is the very end of the show. I should have mentioned it, but the new moon that was in Aquarius is a great time to initiate new things. And now that we have a new moon, it's a waxing moon, so there are a lot of positive things you can start and initiate now. So I hope that you'll get a few things done this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye. stopping by AstroEnergy this week. If you would like to get a hold of Shelley Overton, you can get her at astrologerangel.com, on Facebook at AstroEnergy or Astrologer Angel. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com with additional music by Ironwood Rain. Check them out on the net at Ironwood Rain.